Hi guys. Yesterday while you were in class, you had the opportunity to reread the stories Welcome to a New School and A New Welcoming Committee. Today we're going to reread those stories and then we're going to answer a writing question based off of those two stories, with point of view being the focus. So the first story is Welcome to a New School. It says, I looked around all the other kids in the room. We were all members of the new student welcoming committee. Each member of the group was once a new kid at this school. We knew what the first few days in a strange place were like. Then Mrs. Campos walked in. She's the advisor of the committee. I listened as Miss Campos said, I'm so excited to see all of you and to hear your ideas. Welcoming new students to our school is an important responsibility. Who wants to share the first idea? A few kids raised their hands, and Mrs. Campos called on Leah. I think we should assign the new students a buddy, Leah offered. The buddy could be the new kid's guide. Then Jordan added, the buddy could sit with the new kid at lunch, because it's scary to eat alone. I thought back to my first day at this school. I remembered how nervous I felt. I entered the lunchroom cautiously because I was so afraid that I would have to sit by myself. I told Jordan that his idea was really good. Then I said, and I have another idea. We could give new kids a tour of the building. It would have to be before school because the halls are too busy during the day. I beamed with pleasure when Mrs. Campos said, I really like that idea, Suan. We would have to ask the principal for permission to have students in the building before school starts, but I'm confident that he will like the idea. I know he wants new students to feel comfortable. Then Mrs. Campos asked us for other ideas. Hunter shared his idea. When I was a new student, I saw a lot of kids wearing shirts with the school's name on them. They wore them on School Spirit Day. I didn't have a shirt like that, and I felt really left out. I think we could give school shirts to new students. I liked Hunter's idea, but wondered how we would get the money to pay for these shirts. Mrs. Campos said, I will talk to the school's parent group. They might be able to donate shirts for new students. After hearing these fabulous ideas, I was really glad that I had volunteered to join this group. We had some wonderful ideas about how to help new students feel welcome. I knew we had it in the bag. Now, all we had to do was where to start. So what I'm going to do now, after reading that first story, Welcome to a New School, is look at the writing question that we're going to be answering today. The question says, Welcome to a New School is told in first person, and we know that because we heard the I's and the my's and the me's in it, while a special welcoming committee is told in third person, and I'm going to reread that one to you in just a minute as well. The question says, explain how the point of view affects what the reader knows about the characters in a story. So you are the reader. So how does the point of view affect what you know about the characters in a story? Then it says for you to support your answers with clear text evidence. So I'm going to look with you right now at just what a good example would be to answer about that first story. So I say, in Welcome to a New School, Suwan's point of view is that it's important to make new students feel welcome in a school. In paragraph 5, he says, I remembered how nervous I felt. And so I'm going to call that an acceptable response because I was able to state what I know now about the character's point of view in the story, and I also was able to go back in paragraph 5 and cite some text evidence. Now I'm going to read you the second story, and then we'll discuss the answer to that question. A special welcoming committee says, a team of children planned together in Mrs. Campos's classroom after school. They were all members of a special welcoming committee. Each member of the group was once a new kid at this school. They knew what it felt like to be in a strange place where you didn't know anyone. Mrs. Campos was the advisor of the committee. Her job was to train this special group of students to be ambassadors or leaders for their school. Mrs. Campos was running late for school that day. Due to her tardiness, she was frazzled or frustrated with herself as she ran out the front door, leaving her notes with her ideas to share with the committee. When she realized she forgot her notes, it was too late to turn around and go get them. She was relieved to find out that the kids had so many great ideas. The room was all abuzz when Miss Campos called the room to order. Mrs. Campos said, I'm so excited to see all of you and to hear your ideas. Welcoming new students to our school is an important responsibility. Who wants to share the first idea? Mrs. Campos recorded ideas that the committee had for welcoming new students. Leah shared first. I think we should assign the new students a buddy, Leah stated. The buddy could be the new kid's guide. Welcoming new students to our school is an important responsibility. Oops, I'm so sorry, I just already read that. Then Jordan added, right here, the buddy could sit with the new kid at lunch because it's scary to eat alone. Then Sawan said, and I have another idea. We could give new kids a tour of the building. It would have to be before school because the halls are too busy during the day. And I'm noticing now that this is the same student, Sawan, who had told the story from his point of view, first person point of view, in the last story we read. Sawan grinned from ear to ear when Mrs. Campos said, I really like that idea, Sawan. We would have to ask the principal for permission to have students in the building before school starts. But Sawan was confident that the principal would like the idea. Sawan knew that Mr. Smith wanted new students to feel comfortable. Then Mrs. Campos asked the students for other ideas. Hunter shared his idea. When I was a new student, I saw a lot of kids wearing shirts with the school's name on them. They wore them on School Spirit Day. Since Hunter didn't have a shirt like that, he felt really left out. The committee suggested giving out school shirts to new students. Hunter's idea was a good one, but how would they get the money to pay for these shirts? Mrs. Campos suggested asking school's parent group. The kids agreed with her idea and were hopeful that the parent group would fund this project. The Special Welcoming Committee had some wonderful ideas about how to help new students feel welcome. Mrs. Campos planned to meet with the principal and parent group to get the support they needed to move forward with their ideas. It was impressive to see the group work together to plan for ways to help new students feel welcome. Now, they just had to decide which idea to start first. And so going back to that written response again, I already answered the first paragraph, focusing on the welcome to a new school being in first person and what the reader was able to know about the characters in the story. So then I come down to the story, A Special Welcoming Committee, and it says, in A Special Welcoming Committee, the narrator's point of view, and I chose narrators because this is third person, is that a welcoming committee for new students is very important. In the last paragraph it says, it was impressive to see the group work together to plan for ways to help the new students feel welcome. Because we don't know the narrator and their thoughts and feelings, we just have to think about what this person chose to write. They used words like, it was important or impressive to see the group work together to plan for ways to help the new students feel welcome. Words like feel welcome, help, impressive. These are all positive words. And so we know the author feels their point of view is that it's a really great thing to do, to spend time on a committee like this to make others feel welcome. Now I want to glance with you really quickly at the rubric, because when you guys do your assessment in a couple of days, you will have to write a response similar to the one that I just did. So you'll see a rubric below on your assessment, and this assessment question is worth 4 points. Okay, so I based my response off of the 4 possible points. You will get 1 point for correctly explaining the point of view from the first story. You'll also get a point for correctly explaining the point of view of the other story. So you're just pulling their opinion, how they feel. And then you're also going to get 1 point for each story. So this last section here is worth 2 points for including text evidence to support your answer. That's how you're going to get 4 points on this. All you have to do is read the story, think about the point of view or the character's thoughts and feelings within that text, and then provide text evidence to support your answer. And then do the same thing over again with the second story, and you'll get all the points. You can notice that you'll lose a point here or there if you only follow one of these other criteria. I hope this helps you, makes you feel a little more confident about what you're going to be expected to do in a couple days.